I'm Abby, and I want to talk about some more regarding December energy and what I've been experiencing this month, because it's been strange. And I want to make sure that I keep on top of sharing the strangeness, because I know I'm not the only one experiencing it right now. So, one very several unusual things have been going on. Where do I start? So I had a very strange event take place last night. And it took place about 9:30 Central Time, or probably 9:45. But this is not the first time this has ever happened. This would be more like the third time in the last probably, since December 10th. December 10th I made that video. And so last night was December 18th. Although it feels like weeks have gone by. It feels like literally like it has been weeks to get to this point of today. And I'm quite convinced that there's been some odd things going on with time. And the oddest thing too is that my perception of an alien world and spirit world is starting to become way more visible to me, far more than it was before, where I was really just able to, I've always felt sort of blind, like I can't see through my third eye. Sometimes I can see, and sometimes I can see exactly what the entity looks like, but most of the time I only can sense. So I'm sort of like, my eyes are closed, but like a blind person. So I sense the world around me. I interpret energy, and I interpret, sort of like talking to R2-D2. What's R2-D2 saying? But yet everybody seems to know what R2-D2 says, because you just know what he's saying for some reason. That's like the spirit world. You just get a sense for what they're saying without having to hear the language or having to see their faces. You just learn this over time. And well, anyway, in the last 9 days, I guess, where we're at here, is I've been seeing far more clearly regular interactions with very profound alien beings that are entirely here to help human beings. I've been very, I've been a humbug, and I have not wanted anything to do with alien beings. And I would not be sitting here, if it were 2 years ago, I would not be sitting here having this conversation with you. Because even a few months ago, I was very adamant that human beings we need to do this thing. Just, you don't need to just bow down to the alien beings and just say, please just come help us, come solve all our problems for us. No, let's solve our problems. Let's do this thing. Let's solve it. Let's get it figured out. Thing is that we need them. We actually do. And they don't actually have to come here out of the sky. They can do quite a lot just through these interactions. And I can sense them in my room like physical people, but I can't see them with my human eyes, but I can see them here. So I felt a very strange experience regarding time last night, and it's the third time it has happened since the 10th of December, in the last 9 days. Well, I guess 8 days, because it happened yesterday night between 9:45, somewhere around 9:30, 9:45 Central Time. Maybe you noticed something, and I got information regarding it today. I've been getting weird information about Draconian race, and I don't care. I've never really cared to know. I already know that they're out there. I already know. I don't really need to go digging any deeper on that one. But part of the awakening, part of the awareness, is to know what exists out there, to know the history, to actually know the spiritual history, the human history, what has been taking place behind the scenes that has caused everything of society today, and why human beings are completely numb to the real reality that is existing here, completely numb to it. Don't have any clue that it's taking place. So I would be like a loony bin to most people, but it is real. It's entirely real, and you can't deny that you, too, sense that there's something. It's never added up. This whole charade is never added up, and now it's starting to crumble, and we're starting to really feel it even more so. Even if we don't know about a Draconian race, don't have to know about a Draconian race to feel the energy and feel the vibration that is existent here, that makes us feel and wonder why life is the way that it is. It doesn't make sense. So back to the time thing, I'm going to describe it to you. It's happened 3 times I've said that. I know. I'm getting to the point, I promise you. So I was watching Futurama, because I like Futurama. And it's odd, but these shows are quite fascinating in how they share wisdom in ways that you don't realize. It just seems so kind of hokey and silly, but there's actually real information in there that you can use. And it's funny because Star Wars has just come out. Star Wars. Isn't it called something like Awakening of the Force? Isn't that what it's called? And it came out, didn't it come out on the 18th? That's 12/18. There's some weird stuff going on. And I'm going to talk about Star Wars too. The Force Awakens, that's what it is. And that is what is taking place in December. The Force is awakening. A lot of us are sensing it and feeling it, and it is time. As the bell is ringing and you can ignore it, but you can feel that it's ringing. So either choose to answer the bell or choose not to and wait for your next chance. Just don't wait for your next chance. Just answer the bell. Just do it. Whatever that means. I'm here. We can do this thing together, you know? We're not here alone. We're here for each other. That's how things are going to change. So I sensed the energy change. I sense when something is different, and usually my body has a response to it, a physical reactive response, which if anybody saw me reacting this way, they would probably think, oh my God, what is wrong with her? She's possessed, or something freaky is going on. I could start shaking, I get cold, sometimes my mouth starts moving and things come out, and it's not scary. It feels totally natural when this happens. It's been going on for almost 2 years now, I'd say. And so when it first started happening, it was quite, I wasn't bothered by it even then, but I really didn't understand it. And now I'm starting to understand that is an alteration in it's sort of like light fall, like my cells are being open to light, and it's sort of, it's even more than that. It's seriously like I'm a violin and I'm completely retuning. My whole genetic makeup is completely altering. It is like a freak out, and my body freaks out when it happens, and then I go into like crazy catatonic state or shaky or whatever it might be. Well, I felt the sensation last night, and the sensation kind of freaked me out, kind of concerned me because it felt entirely alien. Didn't feel spirit, it felt alien, and I didn't know what that is. Instinctive human nature. Instinctive human nature is to naturally fear what you don't know. You don't know, it's the unknown, so it's instinctive to fear the unknown. You want to cuddle up with the other sheep. Don't stray too far from the pen, you know. You got to stay with the sheep. Don't go out there. It's a scary world out there, so you got to stop doing that. You gotta defeat the self. You gotta defeat the mind here. The mind wants to trap you in with the other sheep. You gotta go out there. You gotta go out there. And so I choose to trust because I know my guides are very powerful, very profound. I know that I'm surrounded by angels all the time, and I know that there are alien beings that are my best friends in the universe. I don't even know them all. There's so many of them. I'm starting to become aware there's so many of them. In all different times too, not just in our time sequence, our awareness of what time is today. Different times, actually. It's helping me. Isn't that messed up? That's so crazy. When I sensed the energy change, I got a little scared because I didn't know what was going to happen, and it was so strong that I was almost certain that I was going to see reality change, and I didn't know what I was going to see. What's on the other side of that door? I don't know. That's okay. It's okay, because that's what I come here for. I come here to face my fears. I come here to be a warrior, to be a spiritual warrior, and I come here to learn. You can't learn by hiding in a closet. You learn by opening the door and walking through the closet and getting out and seeing what happens, you know? Alice is in Wonderland. Go see what's in Wonderland, you know? Go find it. Go find it out there. And so again, the same sequence happens, and it's almost like I go into a strange hypnotic state where something silly is going on in my mind. And the only thing I could think about were cats, and then a silly spiral. And I was sort of gazing into, this is all, I don't even know where these images are taking place. I don't know how to describe it. They were sort of like, that was the way that the energy was making me feel hypnotized. And it was making me feel like the reality, fabric of reality was completely like scrunched, just freaking out. And I was getting all kooky and from it. I was getting all kooky-fied. And so I wasn't sure what to do. I didn't know what to do. And so I just started getting really, really tired. I'm like completely exhausted. And I felt like my body was morphing and altering, completely changing. It's like the TV wires and the channels were changing, and everything's freaking out and acting weird. It doesn't hurt. It's just the mind that doesn't understand, doesn't know what is going on, and is kind of concerned, because I don't have much control. I don't have any control. It's kind of odd when you don't have control. It's like the Force. You get stunned by the Force, and then you can't move no matter what you do. You're stuck. And so you get stunned by the Force. Anyway, I fell asleep, and I woke up, and it was 10 o'clock. And when I came to, it was sort of like total freak out awareness that something crazy just happened, but I don't have any memory of what happened. And I see the clock, it's 10 o'clock. And the oddest thing happened was that I said it's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock again. And that's when I realized this is the third time. I had forgotten about all the other times that has happened. But somehow that seeing it was 10 o'clock was when I remembered, because this has happened 3 different times, and each time I think of cats, and I see the silly spiral, and I go into a weird state of being, and when I come to, it's 10 o'clock. And so I think that this helps me comprehend why I feel like weeks have gone by and it's only been days, because I think something really weird has been going on with actually our perception of time has been altering. And so today I had a lot of freak out energy going on today. It's been hardcore freaking energy today, totally altering me, totally going into an ultimate spirit state, that I'm a human being. So people talk about 3rd dimension, 4th dimension, 5th dimension. Going from 3rd dimension to 5th dimension, you are going to different actual realities. You're changing the realities. But you can actually have a 5th dimensional mentality, sort of like be in a spirit state, but still in the 3rd dimension, in your physical body, in a dense physical world. So I was freaking out in 5th dimension reality, but totally experiencing the 3rd dimensional world. So it was crazy. I felt more so spirit than I felt human. And spirit was quite extraordinary, and I was hearing all sorts of stuff in my head, and we were talking about Draconian race, which I never delve into this stuff. I don't need to know. I don't feel like I need to know that stuff. What I'm interested in is, I don't know how to describe my relationship with that, but it seems like it is something that I need to have awareness of. They're showing me what the sound is that the Draconian race has created, and now I can hear when it is inspired through channeling. We actually channel the Draconian race on a regular basis. We don't even realize it. I've done it before in videos when I get really frustrated, talk about angry things. I actually can hear the sound of them. I don't intentionally do this. This is me just trying to share my personal experiences and how the world, trying to help connect with the viewer. I don't mean to do it, and I'm starting to recognize it, so I have to stop. I gotta just completely stop talking about anything that relates to anything Draconian race, which is hatred, frustration, pain, misery, violence, all that stuff is okay. I'm done now. I drew a line in the sand today, and I stepped over it, and I'm walking away. And I'm done. I'm done with that. That is a past life now. That me from December 9th, I guess you could say, that's my past life, and now I'm on to my new life, and I don't need to have those, I don't need to care. I do not want to channel in that sound anymore. It freaks me out now, because we need to not hear that. That is how you have to change, and it's in music, it's all over the television, it is in everything, and that is part of the hypnosis that exists here, and it is hypnotizing children, unborn babies, and so we're already sort of ready. Once we're born, we're already entered into the sound, and we're raised in the sound, and even children are still sort of uncalibrated, still not quite calibrated to it, and even teenagers struggle too, because they still are sort of the childlike mind trying to become an adult mind in a world that does not make any sense, and they're trying to make their parents proud and trying to be a good person, and so they allow themselves then to become part of the hypnosis so that they can fit into society, and that is part of the programming. That's the total Draconian race. Anything that is the physical, that is entirely a sensation of the physical world, that is a very low frequency, is the Draconian race. Anything that is a super high, unconditionally loving frequency are all the benevolent alien beings. Whether you are aware of them or not does not matter. They're there. And so when I came to this awareness about the odd time thing, I felt kind of freaked out last night. And I went to bed, and I had all these strange experiences. Obviously, it's kind of normal, but these are like super bending the rod here of crazy, like really freaking weird stuff. Well, anyway, they told me benevolent angelic beings. This was this guy, Yiren. This was this guy talking to me, telling me some things about history, about what's been going on that I don't care to know about, that I sense is going on, but I don't care to know about, which I actually have to care to know about it, and that is part of awakening. Choosing to awaken is choosing to actually acknowledge that alien beings like Yiren have been helping human beings for a very long time, actually thousands of years, helping human beings without us even knowing that they're helping us. And he told me that there are time capsules that are being opened. It was literally like a capsule that was being opened, and this is so weird. This is how my mind transcribed the information from Yiren, was that time capsules are literally being opened right now, and that when I have, each time was an opportunity for me to choose to allow the time capsule to become I and time capsule become one. But I chose to fall asleep and not choose to be aware of actual time capsule, whatever. I don't even know what that means. That's just what he told me, telling you bizarre stuff. I just have to go with whatever comes. And so he said there was going to be another one coming. And so the next time I get that sensation, I'll recognize it now, because I remember, because of the third time that took place last night. That was when I recalled the other times that I'd noticed it. But I'd forgotten about them because I'd fallen asleep, and then it didn't really go into my memory correctly so that it would save there or I would acknowledge it. But it did last night. And so he told me that the next time I feel that, to choose to actually say, I choose to be aware of this experience. I choose to be a part of the time capsule opening right now. I choose to have a recollection of this moment in my existence. He said that would be very good for me to do that, and so I've already said it. I've already told the universe I choose to be aware the next time the time capsule opens. And so when I feel it again, I'm going to be ready, see? So I'm telling you this stuff now, so if you notice anything kooky, you'll be ready too. And I wanted to talk about, so you know what, I'm just going to make this a video, because I know not everybody has a really long attention span, and so I'm just going to say that this video is sort of because I want to talk about, this is another alien being that I'm friends with. I've been friends with him for a few months now. He looks scary, doesn't he? He looks like a man made out of rock. Totally benevolent, amazing, extraordinary, super loving, lives in a treacherous world, has taken care of me, actually has helped me in my life in the last couple of months in ways that I have felt inside my heart. Is what I call him one of my best friends. This creature, this man he's very tall. He's 8 foot tall. I'm an estimate. He's very tall. He's extremely tall, and has a very hard outer shell. I thought he was made out of rock, but he is. It would be like an exoskeleton, not rock. So it would be like a beetle has sort of like a hard shell. That is what his body is like. Then he looks like a tree too, because he has fingers that are like branches in a way, and his head has what is like branches coming off of it too. And so he has 2 arms and 2 legs and fingers that are long and like branches, and super loving, kind, benevolent alien being. Nobody's ever talked about a being that looks like this. Nobody. People talk about the beings that we all know, you know. And Ipagus, and this has been in the last, I'm just going to spit it out, because I'm on a roll right now and I don't want to stop. So Ipagus and I was in a dream sequence with him a few nights ago, and, I guess it was last night. You see what I mean? I can't figure out what day was yesterday. It feels like it was days ago. You see what I mean? Some weird stuff's going on with time. Well, anyway, that would make sense. That was last night. I can't keep track of what's going on. I got to make these videos so we can all keep up with everything, right? So anyway, in the dream, I had I saw him. I was so happy. I didn't know I was dreaming because it felt like real life. So I in my physical body would have been asleep, but my soul was completely out doing things, and somehow the memory remained with me. And the dream sequence started with a dial, like a wheel of fortune. So you spin the dial and then it goes around and around and around. And I had seen all the flames, all spiritual flames of healing light around the circle of the dial. And there was a color of flame for every, there was a color for every flame of healing light in existence. And so that was an important part of this dream, because in my soul expression, I chose to do something differently. I told the universe, I am creation. I create in this universe, and I choose to create something new, is what I did in the dream sequence. I hadn't created it yet. This is super. This is what I'm about to tell you is going to blow your mind. It blew my mind. Maybe it won't blow your mind, but it blew my freaking mind. Because there's a time thing involved in this too. So I saw the wheel, and I heard myself say these things about flame. And I saw Ipagus, the rock man, my best friend. And he didn't look exactly like this, because he was all black, pure pitch black. But these streaks of yellow you see here, these were like light blue, golden, or not gold, but like a silver white blue light that was streaming throughout his whole body. But he was pure black though too. And we were sort of holding hands and sort of flying through space. And he took me to a planet. It was a planet, but it wasn't a planet. It was mind-blowing. But he showed me so I have this fascination with black, the flame that is black light, dark light. This is not to be confused with darkness, the shadow. The darkness at the lowest frequency is like a thick, heavy blanket, and it makes it so you can't see. You can't see the spirit world in darkness. It's hard. It's very hard to see a spirit world in a blanket of darkness, and that is the lowest frequency level. That's Draconian rays. The highest frequency level, dark light, is so extraordinary, so amazing. I'm so sort of obsessed with it now, because it is so unique. It is so unlike any other flame. It is not like the violet flame. It is not like yellow flame or orange flame or green flame. It is a different kind of healing flame. It is beautiful. And in the dark light, there is blue. There's blue and white and silvery, and it sort of is like a spirally, and it's black though. You see black flame. It is like looking at a fire that is pitch black, and but in the little streaks of the flame, you see these blue colors and the white, and it's so beautiful. And this entire planet was black flame. It was all black flame. And it was blue, though, too. It was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen in my life. And Ipagus, this guy, his soul and my soul, we went to this planet together. I could only describe it as a planet because it didn't seem like a star. It seemed like it was a glowing. It seemed like it was flame, but it also seemed like it was I don't have words to describe it, but it was mind-blowing. And I don't know why he took me there, but all I know is that I felt a deep connection with this place. It makes sense why I'm so into discovering more about this high frequency, super unconditionally loving, pure black flame that is also blue and white. So I woke up from this dream like totally in awe of the experience. And something else has taken place, which took place today, in my weird freaky mode when I was in totally spirit. So I have this purely amazing, deep, renowned connection with water. Because I'm sensitive, I'm a blind, I call myself a spiritually blind person, but yet I am hypersensitive. So I'm super, super sensitive to feeling things, although I can't always see clearly and I can't always hear exactly, but I'm super hypersensitive to, I know I can feel you there. I can't see you, but I can feel you. I can feel what you're trying to share with me. So I'm like a blind person in our physical reality with hypersenses, but my hypersensitive I can sort of water is the most extraordinary thing I can sense in my mind blowing. At hypersensitive state like I have, water is seriously like it is like the creation of stars. The sensation of water is, if you choose to connect with it, if you choose to align a vibration with unconditional love, and you touch the shower water, it is like electrifying. It is totally beautiful. The feeling is totally unconditionally loving. I feel like water itself. You could create heartbeats in the universe through water and electricity and dreams, and manifest beautiful things in the universe. I have a very, very unique relationship with water, and when you cry, those tears contain so much information about what is inside your heart. Those tears are like extreme treasures, super treasures, and usually tears are sad, but they are the most honest reflection of you and your heart. Water shows us the most honest reflection. Water is the most, if you are in a state of severe depression, which I have suffered from depression for 20 years, it sounds absurd, and even when I think back to it, it's like, how did I do that for so long? How am I still alive? I don't know how I'm still alive. I just trusted. And I would hear this from the moment I was very, it's 12, 13, 14, when it was just starting. Then I would hear this very clearly. Abby, your life will get better. Your life will get better. And I would hear that for years and years and years. Can you imagine what a nightmare that was 10 years later? Abby, your life will get better. You see where all the rage and hatred comes from? It's like, screw you. My life is not getting better. You guys suck. That was the feeling. That was totally the feeling of abandonment and severe depression. Suicidal, totally suicidal. But wouldn't do it because every night I go to bed, the next day there was a chance. That chance that it would be different. And I wasn't going to give up. Because if I chose to end my life and become a soul and know that if I would have waited one more day that everything would have changed, I would have totally regretted it. And that was what kept me alive all those years. That kept me alive every single day was that thought that tomorrow could be the day that everything changes. That's how long I've suffered in severe misery because of my sensitivity. And water, in that state of being, it creates a mentally unimaginable nightmare world. But as a depressed person, it sings the harmony of sadness in such a way that it is love. It almost feels loving. It is a very twisted, in a depressed state that I can talk about depression for any hours. I mean, I could tell you all of the phases my mind has gone through to try to stay alive. And that harmony that water would echo to me, water was the only thing that was alive. My tears were the only thing that understood me. Water was the only thing that understood me. Not sad, not horrible. So I'm going to tell you that that in my crazy state today, when I was more spirit than human and extreme, super extreme energy, extreme, so almost you would think that I was psychotic or something. But that is being a soul. Being a soul and showcasing how awesome your soul is not psychotic. Being a human being and be like trying to be humble about it and whatever. Your soul cannot be denied by other souls. When other souls are in the presence of a profound soul, they are in reverence of a profound soul because that soul has been there and done that. That soul is a master. That soul is a teacher. That soul is ancient. That soul has created the universe in extraordinary ways and given them the gift of incarnation to explore the universe that they have taken part in creating for them. We hand it down. We hand it down to all the souls that incarnate. And then we all incarnate together. We all are part of this thing together. And that's why we have to love each other. It doesn't matter if you're old or young or anything, but old souls get the respect because old souls have been there and done that. And in this old soul state I was in, which was like, I was not in my human mind. I was not human at the time, so I could be my soul. And my soul was creator. It was creation, and my soul created something new and very profound. And I'm going to share it with you because it's going to heal you too. And you need to use this because I created this for you. I created this for you because I love you. Okay? I created this for everybody. I'm a creator. I am creator. See that? You can be creator too. You just have to choose to be creator. And as a soul, I am pretty profound. And I chose to combine what is healing flame, which I love healing flame so much. I love healing flame so much. I love creation so much. That's why I keep incarnating, because I want to keep being a part of creation. I love it. My soul thrives on it. I'll never stop incarnating because I have to. I do it. I love creation. I do it because I love the divine mother and father of the infinite universe. I am in reverence of it. And so I love healing flame. And I love water, and you think that water and fire do not mix, right? In our physical world, water and fire do not mix. In a spirit world, you combine healing flame with water, which is the ultimate reflection. You create healing fire. You combine healing fire, healing flame with water, purifying water, and ultimate reflection, and the vibration of super, super hardcore unconditional love. Not water that reflects Abby's grief and sadness. Water that reflects such profound unconditional love that you just fall to your knees in reverence of it. And as it combined in my soul state, I was literally creating this in my soul state, taking all the flames from the wheel and combining it with water, and in a spiritual way. And it created a giant ball, and the ball was blue. And it was also golden, like stars. It was like starlight all over inside of it, of a globe. It was what would be like a bubble like, I don't know, like a beach ball size. And then it had golden flecks all over in it, like stars. and it had a blue hue, and then it had golden starlight shining throughout it, and it literally came alive like a real creation. I created it, and I created it for all future incarnations as a gift to all future incarnations as a healing tool. I'm giving this to you as a healing tool. And so you visualize it, the beach ball of water and fire, and healing water and healing flame as one. And I took, this is crazy, this is where crazy comes in. So in its living state, it is like this, and it is infinite. So it is as many balls, beach balls, as are, you know, people in the universe, and as many beach balls as there is in an infinite universe. So there's never going to run out of beach balls. Okay, there's one for you and every single person in the universe, and it will never die, and it'll always exist. And so it was alive, and it was speaking to me even, and calling me mother, and I was like in such reverence of this creation, and I was so honored by its presence, because water means so much to me. Healing flames means so much to me. I literally created a combination of the two. It is so meaningful to me. And then I shared, because I loved it so much, I shared my love for the pitch black dark flame of the highest frequency, which is blue and black and silver and white, and I shared it with it, and it changed its form into what are tiny little black, like raisins, little berries was what they were called. And I was like, they look like little black BBs or something. The messed up thing is, I'm telling you this because several days ago, somewhere in the 12:10 and today, which feels like weeks, which is only a couple days, feels like weeks, somewhere in there, I was shown these little black BBs inside of my body, and it immediately gave me a freaked out. I was sort of terrified, like, oh my God, what is inside me? I need to heal myself, get it out. So I purged myself of them and totally cleansed and purified my form. And I heard the words, "Do you know what those are? What do those mean to you, or do you know what those are?" And I was like, BBs? I don't know what they are. And so I've been sort of like not sure what to make of that. I was kind of freaked out by it. So you can imagine how freaked out by it I was when my human self my human self was aware, but it was turned off. So it was totally soul. But my human self still has the memory, still has the connection of what took place. And so when I saw what the orb did, when the black flame was combined with it and it turned into the little black berries, I was like, that's them. That's what it was. They were showing me this before it even happened. I didn't know what it was. They already knew that I was going to create this. They didn't even know I was going to create this. I didn't even have a clue I was going to do this. And so I'm just going to tell you this part. If you need healing at all, I create this for you. You envision a beach ball size giant blue, like a blue bubble, and it's translucent, and then it's got flecks of gold all over it, and you ask it to come to you. It is literally like a living orb in the universe that wants to heal every part of your body with water and spiritual flame, and just allow yourself to become one with it. Allow it to interact with you and can become one with you. It wants to heal you. That was why I created it. That is its divine purpose. So it can heal. It is happy when it is healing. It is doing its job. I am happy when I am healing. I am not happy when I'm going to my job 8 hours a day and doing things that I don't relate to. I'm happy when I'm making these videos. I'm happy when I'm connecting with others. See, even as a human being, we have to be aligned with who and what we are to be happy. So my orb that I gift to all creation is happy to heal. It wants to heal you. So call for it and ask for it to come heal you. And then if you choose to envision it, it is not hurting it at all. To envision it being engulfed in that black flame, it is actually altering it, sort of like water. When you put it on a burner, it bubbles and gets hot and turns into steam. That doesn't hurt water. It just changes. It's like transmutation or whatever. You can turn water into ice. Water turns into snow. Water does all of these things. It is okay when water turns when my orb turns into a little black berry, and you could even eat the berry and allow the berry to do the healing. It is both. They both are. I haven't learned about even my own creation yet, but I've been sharing these berries with my children, just as a means to share my gift with them. So I visualize the orb as a part of their existence, as a part of their form, as a healing element in their life, and then I also envision it as the berry form. And then I ask my children in my third eye mind if they, choose to enjoy this gift, that they can eat it. And they've all chosen to eat it in my mind. I don't envision them eating it. I actually allow them to decide if they want to eat it or not. And they all have. It's been successful. Anyway, so that is all the craziness. That is the dream. That is the weird time capsule thing. That is Draconian race, and the need to acknowledge that we are being helped here, and to not be afraid to put your hand out there to receive healing and help and guidance from everyone, everywhere, anywhere you can to help you. You need to just do it. You need to do whatever it takes to be in alignment with who and what you are. That is the time now. That's what these time capsules are about. I don't even know what a time capsule is. That is what they told me, and I'm going to go with that. That is my comprehension of the message, was that it was a time capsule opened. Does something happen with time? You either choose to be a part of it or you choose not to. They told me I should choose to be a part of it, so I said, okay, I'll do it. So that is where we are at. That is part of the madness. So I am just going to say thank you for watching my video, and this is all that I'm going to share for right now, but of course there's going to be more to come. So thank you very much.